Steve Evans, after a breathless FA Cup first round win against Tranmere, you've had a free week on the training ground. How's it been?
Well, how good was that FA Cup tie? You know, when people talk about the magic of the FA Cup, I was explaining to family and friends in the 2 or 3 days after Saturday just how exciting, how good. We go from, in our chairman's words, in a great place when Hemmings puts us 3-2 ahead, to being in a dark place when they equalise. Deservedly so. Tranmere's got good players and Nigel's just taken over. But our boys, we have said we are the warriors of the EFL. So we go to the end, 5-0 down, we go to the end, 5-0 up, we go to the end. And we got the goal, and Kane Hemmings again played a wonderful partner, but Jamie Reid does what Jamie Reid does, big goal Reedy. You know, the boys sing it to him in the dressing room, and it's right. So, but it took some heroic defending as well. But a brilliant cup tie, but now we're in the throws are back to what we all stand up down for every week in the EFL League One. Is tough, and arguably we have going to visit a club with a fantastic home record.
Yeah, and that is Wycombe Wanderers this Saturday. What kind of challenge do you expect from them?
Well, there's never not been a challenge at Wycombe Wanderers. You know, my time of knowing Wycombe Wanderers is back in the days of legend, and he is legend, Tony Adams. Legend Gareth Ainsworth at Wycombe. I know it's not worked out for Gareth and recently QPR, but he could probably get people throwing their jackets on the puddles if he walks through Wycombe. He's done such a good job. And then young Matty, who's a protege of Gareth, and Tony. I think he played for both of those men. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did. And he's now in the chair. So they've got good players. They've got a good owner who come in and saved the club a bit. You know, I don't forget ever Gareth Ainsworth calling me when I was at Leeds and we were on an international week coming up, and Gareth said, we've got no money to pay the wages in 2 weeks' time. You couldn't bring Leeds United to Wycombe. And we went, and I don't know how many fans, thousands from Leeds United turned up. And after the game, I can remember the then chairman in Gareth's office tell me, you've helped us make payroll. And that's how special football helps each other. So I don't forget those times that the new owner's gone in. I've not been long-winded here, but what a job he's done. You know, fantastic. And when Gareth went, everyone looked for what was the next part of evolution at Wycombe Wanderers. And they chose Matty Brown, for my opinion, a really good choice, someone that knows the infrastructure, he knew the playing squad, and he's continued that level of performance and success. And
they're a team that will be there or thereabouts at the right end of the table come end of April.
Yeah, I was out last evening with my good lady, and we went to a function, and Barry Fry in Kirsten, he's a good lady with there amongst a number of friends, and you get chatting about who's ahead of you at the weekend. And Barry was just saying a few weeks ago, Wycombe had gone to London Road and played Peterborough and were excellent, should have won the game comfortably. And I think we both said that's a playoff team, completely 100% Wycombe. So it's a real good benchmark for us. Once again, another benchmark where we are in the season. It's another benchmark because we think they'll be up there. We probably know they'll be up there. And we've just come up into League One, and Wycombe's a team now that have been from a League Two into League One club, and that up and down, up and down. They're now a club that's entrenched in League One, and can they make the Championship again? Because they had, you know, they went up and had a great run. Let's be honest, they should have stayed up, bar some things that went on outside of football. But just another situation where you think to yourself, another benchmark for us.
Do you see when Wycombe did get up into the Championship, do you take belief that Stevenage could do that?
Oh, 100%. You know, listen, Rotherham United is now a club it's gone from being a Championship club to League One in a yo-yo with the investment that now goes in with Tony Stewart and the board at Rotherham and his son Richard. They're in Finley, you know, a really good solid Championship club now, as we all seen on television the other night with the late equaliser against Ipswich. You're a quality side. So can we replicate what's happened at Wycombe? Can we replicate what's going on in previous seasons at Rotherham? The answer is yes. It's more difficult for us. We're less the size of a club. We've got less infrastructure. But I think there's a lot of people in this town who's a bit like me. You know, David v Goliath. We're a David, aren't we? Every week we play in League One, we're a David. And we love to be upsetting the apple cart. Because as one manager said to me, and they've had a great run of form since Sean Maloney asked to see me, and we had cup of coffee and a chat after the game when we beat Wigan here by the odd goal. Fortuitous to beat them. They've been on a great run of form since. But he just said we were the benchmark in terms of how to have a squad assembled at a cost that outperforms the big costs. And we have to have a point of difference in the DNA. Wycombe Football Club have got that in abundance. They've got it, they have a style. So can we replicate that and do it as Rotherham did? Yes, we can. We just need to find a way to get there.
You mentioned that David versus Goliath mentality. Is that what inspires the players when they walk out on the pitch on a Saturday?
Well, you know and I know if thousands of people around the country are looking through the fixtures and they're going to have a bet, we don't bet, but they're going to have a bet or different things happen, you go, Wycombe home win, don't you? You just think it's a home win. But we've had that a lot of League Two. We started off the League Two campaign, I felt. When even I joined the club, we were playing teams that we were just expected to lose to. So we have to have a point of difference. And our point of difference, there's a lot of weeks we do outplay them and we do deserve to win, but there's other weeks where we have to fight more. And so from our point of view, it's, we can achieve things, but we just need to be sensible and continue to prove that David versus Goliath works. And as long as we believe that in our hearts and our heads and can implement it, then we go forward.
And the players all here at the training ground, they all seem to be in good spirits. In terms of injuries and fitness levels, how is the squad looking? We've seen Sweeney, Anderson, Presley missed the last few weeks.
Yeah, Aaron Presley's trained this week. Aaron could have been included in last week's squad. I made the decision along with the head of medical with Matty to say he doesn't come in. Matty had one or two very slight reservations. We're strong in the departments at different areas of the pitch now, so we didn't have to take a risk. But he's continued to train. Sweeney's is getting there now very, very quickly. He now has his follow-up scan to show there's complete healing in there. If complete healing kicks in, then he kicks on. And Harry Anderson has been in and out of training in the last week. So Harry should be getting very close now. We're just very, very minded. I'm touching wood, we say at the beginning, further setbacks because the kid's been butchered by little niggly setbacks. And it affects him, and we've had to keep the spirits up with him and people like Swains. But in terms of, you're right, you walk in here where people wouldn't know, Alfie, whether we've won 3-0 on Saturday and lost 3-0. My job is to keep it very level. We've got a team of young men that we really care about their welfare. We really care about them away from here. We really care about them off the pitch. And we have to make sure that these young men come in and are not subject to nonsense from managers and coaches and staff because you've lost, and they're not subject to adulation and bowing to them when we've won. So we keep it very level. But the chairman said to me, build me a family at the training ground. I don't think there's any doubt if I walked out here today that there's a family in this building.
And it's all about building Stevenage as a town, as a family as well. And we've seen that last few days with the players going into schools, into community hubs for the EFL Week of Action this week.
I just look at certain things. I mean, I'm very privy to certain things, as you know, that I get copied in the email. But, you know, the skills community programme from Stevenage Football Club's point of view is something that when I met the chairman, and he was talking quite rightfully about the problems at first team level, and they weren't winning games, and he just moved the manager out and how we would address it. But equally, halfway through that chat, the chairman was talking about the Stevenage Foundation, the work that Joe Good does, and Melissa and Darrow and a number of other people. And if I've not named you, I apologise. But, you know, getting into schools, it's not just about schools. What about our elders? What about our older people? What about care homes? What about people that perhaps don't get out as often as they would like to because they're not able to? We have a real duty, and it's a discipline, a real duty and a discipline to be as caring for everyone in the town. And the one thing you realise, I've been fortunate, I've had a good spell here in terms of results, but if I go into the supermarkets around the town or whatever, predominantly I'll pop in with Alec Ravel now and again. And people from younger to older, they're very mindful of what we are doing. So we need to be mindful of what they are doing and caring for them and making sure. So my only words to the Stevenage Foundation is to Joe Good and his team, keep up the great work. Without that great work, there would be a lot of unfortunate custodians of the town of Stevenage. So keep up the work. And the custodians at Stevenage that can enable body and fit and well and all that stuff, come and get behind us, you know. As I've said, if your grandpa's not been out in a while, get them along to the football. If your grandma's not been out in a while, the kids, bring them up Stevenage supporters. They can love an Arsenal, they can love a Tottenham, they can love a Chelsea, even a Glasgow Celtic, a long way away, but they can love them. But, you know, let's have Town Stevenage part of Stevenage Football Club as much as Stevenage Football Club plays a part in the town of Stevenage.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.